Because we don't have helicopters to get beautiful sweeping car shots, we decided let's take the emotion that you get out of what it feels like when you're driving this car or when you're sitting in this car, what it feels like, and tell that story. And tell that story to the best of our ability, and hopefully the audience feels that same emotion that we feel of how cool it is. My name is Sill. I'm a director of all things across the board, from music videos to commercials to narrative. And I love what I do. The first camera I worked with, other than my parents' digital camcorder, was I think like a DVX 100 Panasonic camera, and then it was an HVX, and then an HPX, and then the DSLR generation came in, and then the 5D came. Yeah, when I was 17, one of my friends from the same film program, he asked me, hey, I'm shooting this music video, and it's for a band called Ann Arbor. It was a stab in the dark. It was treading in deep water for us as high schoolers. So I think what's interesting is that we live in a day and age where our millennial generation grew up in front of a computer screen. We have cheap equipment that people 20 years ago never had the opportunity to get. And so what happens is, I think now it's more pertinent than ever that great content is king. You can make something that looks professional for a fraction of the cost, but with all that like oversaturation of videos and film and media in general, the videos that actually focus on telling like a good story that people can connect to, I think you have to really focus on now story more than ever, now that you have the tools to do something that looks professional. Film as a medium is probably like the closest imitation to real life. Through the use of visual effects, you can take people to entirely new worlds. You're able to create something for a fraction of the stress or the price. My junior year of college, I had a crazy idea that I wanted to make a movie on the moon. Basically, we built out this 30 by 30 square foot moon surface. I think we were all like 20 years old. We were completely in over our heads. I think we had like 40 people on set, 16, 18 hours a day, back to back to back, 4 days straight. It was nuts. Everybody was a little burnt out after the first day. We did the commercial with no permission. Tesla never asked us to make it. As college graduates, we had such limited resources. We were watching like car commercials and we were just like, Jesus, these guys have millions of dollars to make these car commercials, and we have maybe a couple thousand if we pool ourselves together. We're not able to obviously do $1 million commercial here. So let's take that and use that to our advantage. Instead, replace that with our creative resources and make up for that in creativity. Fathers watch it being like, man, I want to be like that cool dad right there. And the sons are like, I want a car like that in my garage. Just let your imagination run wild with no intention on getting any kind of recognition other than ourselves sending it to them, saying, like, seeing what they thought, showcase what we can do as young filmmakers. Because I think the biggest thing today is, you're lucky if you're an assistant to a producer, that you work your way up a hierarchical chain. The Tesla commercial was our first experience in trying to disprove that and show that young people can do cool stuff. A story that resonates is what matters, whether it costs $100, $1,000, or $100,000, or even $5 million. It just matters, am I telling a good story right here? Today's kind of like the best day to be a creative. We have all these tools to do it. Don't be afraid to express yourself and try something out that might be bigger than your arm's reach is, because who knows? The hundreds is huge.
Johnny, for $100.
Yeah. Isn't it? I just have to drink this entire bottle.
You realize that you can die from doing this?
Can I?
Down this whole bottle of Tapatio.
I'm gonna attempt, yes.
Cheers.